Alright, so while I was doing my video talking about the Warhammer universe and what each faction needs going forward, I kind of had a thought process of, hey, how about I do a video like a video series, or rather just a video talking about some book recommendations for Warhammer. I really like doing these recommendations. Also, side note, if you're wondering why I'm kind of back on an older video cam, the other one was kind of glitching out and I was getting a little worried, so I decided to just let that breathe. I figured it was like overheating, so I decided to like do this for a little bit, so yeah, see how that goes. But anyway, let's talk about some Warhammer novels. And again, some of these are recommendations you're going to get from other people, but there are also some that, you know, because this is my channel, my rules, there's some that are kind of off the beaten path in their own right. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with Horus Rising. Basically, this novel is I'm just going to say the whole Horus heresy, but good luck trying to find it. Some of these books also might be a little expensive. It's 55 books, but I would recommend just having the first 3 books and maybe a lot of the Siege of Terra novels, just so you can have an understanding. Also, never hurts to look at YouTube videos, you know. Never hurts to, you know, check those out in their own right. I would say you can still get the first 3 novels. No matter where I go, the first 3 novels, Horus Rising, False Gods, and Galaxy in Flames, are readily available for the most part, give or take, and also some spare novels. If you go to, like, your random bookstore, or maybe online, or maybe the Warhammer store in general. That's where I would say, like, you could probably find a lot of, like, but it's going to be a massive hunt. But I would say, if you could at least get the first 3 novels, and also some of, like, The End and the Death, I think you could do well. Or at least the Siege of Terra. But because a lot of it, like, admittedly, a lot of the Horus Heresy, there's a lot of filler. I'm not gonna lie. There is quite a lot of filler in those novels. So let's continue. Next up, we have Dark Imperium. The Dark Imperium trilogy, I would say all 3. This basically gives you a look into the Indominus Crusade, which is post Fall of Kadia and Guilliman's revival, and him going to retake the lost sectors of the Imperium of Man, and also try to take back the Imperial Segmentum. Segmentum. This trilogy of novels involves him also going to Macragge and retaking the Macragge system that's been overrun by Mortarion and the Death Guard. This is a pretty solid novel if you want to understand who Guilliman is as a character and why he's so important. It's also a great novel of talking about, like, how the Warhammer universe essentially has been irrevocably changed by the Fall of Kadia, but then again, kind of needed it. It also goes into Guilliman's head, talking about, like, things like, you know, he's a man out of time. It's like a Captain America situation where he's like this dude out of time who is now, like, essentially just been overtly fucked by being revived, and now 10,000 years have passed. His brothers are all allegedly dead. The ones that are still alive are corrupt and demon worship and, like, chaos god worshipping. And the Imperium that he fought so hard in the Emperor's name has now become, like, this religious dictatorship. And he's just going through it. The story's really solid, and I really do like, it really kind of showcases Guilliman as a character, and, also, I really do enjoy when he faces off with Mortarion, his brother. So yeah, I'd recommend the whole trilogy. Anyway, let's talk about a fun novel real quick. Not really like serious reading, but I would say any of the Orc novels. This is Warboss, but I would recommend I think we have 5 full Orc novels so far, because what is Warhammer without a little fun? And trust me, the Orc novels are nothing short of fun. Warboss, The Big Daka, and its first novel, Brutal Cunning, who focus on Ulftak Blackhawk as an orc, and Gazgathal, the Prophet of Dawa, as well as the recent novel, and when I say recent, it literally came out this week as of this recording, Grotsnit de Mad Dok. Orcs are fun. Like, that's really the core of it, is that orcs as characters are just nothing short of fun, and that's what they always are and always will be. So, to have orcs, when you have orcs, you have everything. So, I would recommend any orc novel, really. Next up, for a little off-the-beaten-path recommendation, we have Renegades. Now, as of this recording, there's only 2 novels that have come out under the Renegades title, Harrow Master and Lords of Excess, an Alpha Legions novel and an Emperor's Children novel. Basically, the Renegades series, which I hope they do continue, are a peek behind the curtain for certain factions within certain Chaos factions. So if you want to check out more about Chaos, here you go. Here's your opportunity to check out Chaos in all its brutal glory, and also have some fun while you're at it. This was a cool peek behind the curtain about the Alpha Legion and where they are now as characters. Well, Lords of Excess is really just a Emperor's Children warband who are just a bunch of Starscreams. I think these are both great examples of the Chaos Legions, and I really do wonder what's going to be the next Renegades novel. I am hoping for Night Lords, and trust me, we'll get to them later, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the World Eaters next. I'm not saying that's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure next Renegades novel will be the World Eaters, because blood for the Blood God. But yeah, I would say if you want to check out Chaos novels, here you go. Next up is the Infinite and the Divine. Probably one of the best Warhammer novels that don't focus on the Imperium. This series, one book, I should say, The Infinite and the Divine, focuses on Trazen the Infinite and Oricon the Divinator, as they both fight over ancient technology. Imagine the movie Grumpy Old Men, but imagine if the 2 characters could, throw fucking planets at each other. That's really what it comes down to, is imagine the 2 of them if they could just fling a planet at one another. That's what it boils down to. It's fun, there's a lot of time travel shenanigans, there's also great dialogue back and forth, and yeah, if you want to check out some Necron stuff, trust me, there's only 3 novels that are, sadly, so hopefully GW fixes that. But the Necrons, I will say it is a little hard right now to get the Twice Dead King, which is the Necron duology, but it is coming out supposedly in Omnibus later this year, so I'd say wait for the Omnibus of the Twice Dead King and go from there. But yeah, pick this up. Next up, we have Krieg. Krieg is a pretty awesome standalone novel. I would also recommend The Siege of Rocks, which is also from the author Steve Lyons. Basically, if you want, Imperium but without Space Marines, this is your novel. This is a heavy, boots-on-the-ground kind of story. It's very brutal. Same with the other novel, Siege of Rocks. These basically focus on the soldiers of Krieg and where their mindset is and what they are as characters. So there you go. Next up, we have Kaiaphis Kane, hero of the Imperium. Yep, I'm dumb. So this is the Omnibus, which you can still pick up, and what I like about most Warhammer Omnibuses is that their base price is $18 to $21, and you get the first 3 novels of this. But Kaiaphis Kane is another fun, cool character who's, imagine the biggest idiot you've ever seen fail upwards and still be a hero. That's what this is. These are if you want to see the Imperium from a more fun side and follow basically Bruce Campbell in space, here you go. Next up, we have the Night Lords Omnibus. This basically is the book that made me love the Night Lords as characters. The reason why I kind of stayed away from them was that they were a little too edgelord for my taste. But this novel showcases their psyche as well as where they are as characters and how they feel. It's really it's a really solid book on its own, a trilogy of books on its own. Aaron Dembski-Bowden is one of the best Warhammer writers out there, and this is a great showcase of him as a character. Yeah, I highly recommend Night Lords. By the end of it, you will say Ave Dominus Nox, unironically, at some point in your life. Next up, we have The Fall of Kadia. The Fall of Kadia is also from the Infinite and Divine writer, Robert Rath, who, in this novel, it showcases the Fall of Kadia, one of the most devastating defeats in the Imperium's history, from the perspective of Ussachar Creed. I'd also recommend Ashes of Kadia, which can also act as like an epilogue to this. But yeah, if you want like a condensed version of the Fall of Kadia, here you go. It's also really cool to just see this battle unfold, and there's a lot of cool shit in here. Speaking of the Fall of Kadia, let's talk about Minkaleesque. This is an omnibus, and I would recommend the entire Minkaleesque series. If this is also kind of goes with the whole boots on the ground kind of storytelling, where Minka is a Cadian soldier, and we do see battles of Kadia in some of the novels, but it's also like the aftermath of Kadia and where these characters are on a whole. So, if you want like cool boots on the ground with some Space Marines not saving the day, Minka's an awesome character, and they recently brought her into the tabletop itself. She's a great character, and it's an awesome series. So I would recommend the Omnibus as well. And you could still get other novels as well. So, we're going to finish this off. Those are the recommendations I would say. I would also say, like, if you can find it, because again, Warhammer novel hunting's a little difficult, but I would also say, like, the Salamanders trilogy by Nick Kime. That's a personal like for me. I know that's kind of contentious, but I personally like it. I would also say the Iron Warriors novels, if you can find those. For Age of Sigmar, I would say the opening, some of the Sigmar novels, Skaven Tide and the Birth of the Realms omnibus. There you go. But yeah, I'm going to end with some old world novels real quick with the Thanquol trilogy. I only have Greyseer, and it's really hard to get the other two books. I'm even shocked I got Greyseer. Imagine Invader Zim as a magical crack rat. That's basically the book on a whole. It's just nothing short of fun and absolute insanity. But if you want to check out where Thanquol came from, look no further than the Gotrek and Felix omnibuses, or the novels in general. When people talk about like Warhammer novels on a whole, I would dare say these are like the prime Warhammer novels that everyone needs to read. Whether you be old world, Age of Sigmar, or 40k fan, the Gotrek and Felix novels are just great novels in general. They are just absolutely fun. It's just two guys going around fighting everything and also going and spending all their money at bars. Gotrek and Felix are great characters. Their dichotomy, their dichotomy is a lot of fun. Seeing them grow through each novel, and slowly become the best of friends. Yeah, I would also recommend some of the Gotrek Gurnison novels from Age of Sigmar. Not all of them, but if you like Realm Slayer, then that's up to you. But yeah, Gotrek and Felix are a lot of fun. It's again like kind of what fantasy novels are, like a cool fantasy world, and you see it through the eyes of two dudes. And these two dudes are a bumbling college kid who becomes like one of the greatest swordsmen ever, and a 4'5" walking death machine who just wants to die. That's it. So there you go, guys. Those are some Warhammer novels for my personal recommendations. And yeah, so if you guys have any recommendations in your personal collection, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.